Hi, my name is Bethany Somerville, and I am an audio engineer and stage manager for festivals and events in the Vancouver area of BC. I'm the sessional instructor for sound and media at Columbia Bible College, and I work as a worship coordinator at my church. I love the backstage production side of life. I love everything about audio. The worship arts program at Columbia Bible College is to educate future worship pastors and worship leaders on how to set up a service. I believe every worship pastor should know how to turn on their soundboard and to teach others to do the same. And we go from I've never touched a soundboard before to I can completely run a service, including using effects. So we would have an hour and 15 minutes of lecture, and we would learn the concept for that day, and then we'd go into the chapel and I'd find some kind of project, whether it was, okay, you have this church scenario and you need to upgrade to this kind of equipment. This is what it has to include, and this is your budget. Now go online and find me what you can find and give me a proposal. Each of the groups would be working on that, while I would take one group of 4 or 5 students over to the board and we would work on a concept to solidify what we learned. And then the final project that we do is that they have to present a half an hour long service for me. And that service has to include a certain number of musicians. It doesn't have to be the same kinds of musicians, but they have to have a singer, they have to have a guitar, they have to have some kind of percussion. Because what I wanted to do was set up a Dante network that I could multicast the multi-track from my computer out to each board all at the same time so that the students could use that. The other thing that I was able to do was to plug in a live band into the stage box and also multicast that out to the 5 boards simultaneously and have my students mixing and learning how to mix with a live band or with multi-track from my computer. It was amazing! So we had one of the TF racks, we had a TF1, a TF3, and 2 TF5s. The students, many of them had never touched a board before, but many of them have used either GarageBand on their computer or just used an iPad. And so the interface on the screen and the fact that you could almost do everything that you wanted with just that screen was super intuitive for a number of the students. I also really liked that the way that the channel strips are set up, you can actually just scroll down the channel strip and it looks exactly like an analog. Where you would find everything is in exactly the same place, so it's really easily set out and easy to navigate. One of my big passions is to communicate that sound is so much more than just being a giant volume knob. There's this opportunity, if you're to look at sound waves and consider them as a physical object in a room, what you're actually doing as a sound tech is creating a live sculpture that you're changing and manipulating as the service goes. It's amazing to watch those churches then grow. It's amazing to watch the amount of passion that comes out of that and to see how then they'll self-start rather than needing someone to push them into excellence at the soundboard. Many smaller churches think, okay, well, I upgraded my sound system 20 years ago. It should last 50 years or whatever, but the truth is that's never the case. I get to go in and say, okay, here's what your analog board looked like. Now let me show you how your digital board is very similar. You just have to find things differently. I'm always excited for the next project and always excited for something new where I can better my skills or learn something new, because in the tech world particularly, things are always changing. And if you think you're done learning, you're not. I love that Yamaha has a range of products that you can use and that are used. I have experience with Yamaha drums, I have experience with Yamaha pianos, and now experience with Yamaha soundboards, which I didn't previously have and love them more than I actually thought I would. So it's great. I hope to be able to show how these things can be used and how they're super beneficial and easy, because churches do need things that are going to be a good transition, an easy transition. When Yamaha agreed to sponsor my class, I had no idea where this would go, but I'm super glad to be working with Yamaha and super excited for what the future holds, because it's been amazing so far and I hope that it continues to be so.